Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Good flipping morning. Happy Sunday. Dude, I'm on the struggle bus this morning. I did not want to get up. And then I did not want to get going once I got up. It's a whole thing, dude. I'm sorry. So we're a little bit late. A little bit late getting going. Apologize. But we're here, and that's what matters, man. So, good morning. I hope you guys are doing all right. We've got video gaming news for December 3rd, and actually we'll be covering what we missed potentially from yesterday as well, because we didn't get to do the news yesterday. So we will do video gaming news and cover yesterday and today's content, as well as playing more Baldur's Gate 3. Cool. That's the plan, man. So, buckle up. Strap in, get ready, let's go. That's not the right one. Here we go. Let's start jamming through this news content, man. Let's do it. The Game Awards. The Game Awards are here this coming week, and we'll be watching it. This actually goes... Oh, wait. That's gone. I don't actually care about voting for the Game Awards either, because our votes don't really matter much, unfortunately. That's why I prefer the Golden Joystick Awards. Our votes are actually the majority of what matters, if not the entirety of what matters for the Golden Joysticks, as opposed to the Game Awards, which are the public vote counts for 10% of the weight for the awards. That's it. It's a sham, really. It's a big corporate show of political weighted palm greasing nastiness, really. The only thing I really like about the Game Awards at the end of every year is getting to see the trailers. Trailers are usually pretty good. So there's that, and we'll watch it. We will watch it. Let's make sure we know the date of this. By the way, actually, the 7th, I knew it was the 7th or the 8th, but the 7th, what time's it popping off, dude? So this coming Thursday. Great. Let's just go here. Oh, yikers, dude, that's really late. Right now we'll plan on watching it. That's a late day, dude. 6:30 p.m. for the Game Awards. I will plan on watching it here. That means we would be already past a 12-hour stream before it pops off. So I don't think we have anything going on that day. Family-wise, actually we do. I'll let you guys know. I didn't realize it was on that day. I'll figure it out. If we aren't able to watch it live, obviously I'll recap it. But I do want to watch it live. We'll talk about it. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow, okay? So I'll go ahead and bookmark that up, and we'll keep discussing. I do want to watch it live. I'm planning on watching it live, but I just need to try to figure out my personal schedule a little bit. All right. Yeah, we already talked about the Prime Gaming free games of December, so I'm not gonna deep dive this, but I'll give you a real quick breakdown again. Prime free games in December: Deathloop hitting on the 7th, so same day as the Game Awards. Then Aka R, Aground, C Orama, Combinera, a tiny sticker cell, and asteroids recharged. Okay, so if you need the list, I'll link this for you. We'd already covered it in more depth. There's some good games coming to Luna as well, their streaming service for gaming. Particularly one of note is Strange Horticulture, which I am well aware is my daughter is a huge advocate of, loves that game, and one of our mods and friendos here, True, has started playing and is enjoying as well. So if you go look on Steam, it's a very, very highly rated game, and that's going to be hitting Luna as well in December, so be aware of that. Since we're on the topic of free games, let's go ahead and look at this. Jitsu Squad on Epic is free now, as well as Mighty Fight Federation. Okay. Come Thursday, these games will no longer be free, and it will become Giga Bash, and Predecessor will then become the games that are free to own for the next week. Now, understand this. As we turn over from December 14th, what is probably going to happen is we're going to start getting the holiday free games, which is, if you're not aware, every week Epic gives away a free game or two. Usually it's two. And they kind of rotate out, right? But this time period, every year since Epic became a major PC platform for gamers and consumers, they have done a giveaway of a free game every 24 hours rotating around the holiday period. What I'm expecting is that after this December 14th rotation is when that's going to hit. And it'll run for about a week and a half to 2 weeks. That's what I'm expecting. Okay? It might not be until after the next week, but we can probably try to figure that out. The reason I'm bringing this up is either way, people should be getting ready to grab all these free games, okay? So, my advice is go ahead, make an account. It's free. It's very simple. It takes very little time. Even if you're not a PC gamer right now, you could become one in the future. And free software is great. And Epic gives away very notable games all the time. Notable to absolute banger games all the time, on the constant. So if you're not a PC gamer now, if you take my advice, heed my advice, get in here and start grabbing your free content. In the future, you do become a PC gamer, you'll have a extensive library to go ahead and start accessing that you won't have to pay for. For everybody that's already a PC gamer, it's obviously a no-brainer, right? Now, it could potentially be the 15th through the end of the month. That's what I'm expecting. Otherwise, it will end up being like the 22nd through the beginning of January. But I am expecting it to be start on the 15th, where they give away a free game every 24 hours. But it's rotating. You have to log in every day during that 24-hour period to get these games, but they give away a lot of really good games during that time period. So get ready for this. Get your account made, grab your free games now and get ready for this like week and a half, 2 week long period coming up of really good giveaways. They're about to start, okay? Love that Java. We've talked about that. This is a scary kind of thing. I've talked about this a lot. Personally, in my opinion, a country such as Saudi Arabia, who is traditionally known for very, very discriminatory practices, not being good on things such as civil liberties and civil rights for their people, discriminating against many different demographics of people, whether it be women or people that have certain sexual preferences, you know what I mean? Things like that, sexual orientations. It's a scary thing to think about a country investing so heavily in the world of entertainment that we all love so much, that brings us together here, because we know that what that can potentially lead to is them using that form of media, video games, as a propaganda machine. And we need to be very, very careful and hyper aware of what happens with Saudi Arabia. They've already been investing greatly in the industry. They own 10% of Nintendo. They outright own SNK. There are many, 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 many other studios that they own quite a bit of already. Big studios. And if you see something like Savvy Games Group, that's literally just a divesting front for Saudi Arabia. That is Saudi Arabia's regime, Savvy Games Group. So I think that there is plenty of reason for us to be concerned and for us to remain vigilant, hyper aware of the situation and what it means for us as consumers of products, especially of the companies that are being bought up by Saudi Arabia and being heavily invested in by Saudi Arabia. CEO Phil Spencer, or Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer, hints at Xbox achievement improvements and more. Let's take a peek at this. Clickbait. Gaming Bible is very clickbaity. One year after exit, Blizzard is eyeing their return to China. This probably helping them in a great capacity is being now owned by Microsoft, I would imagine. If you guys don't remember, was it NetEase? I think it was NetEase that was their primary partner for so long in China in publishing their games. China's a weird kind of situation for developers, especially developers outside of that country, if they're not originally Chinese developers, but developers, because China's got a huge market, right? Random emote time. Let's go. That's a good emote too. If you're not familiar with this situation, it's like not only have regulations gotten very, very strict over the past couple of years, but it's always been a weird situation of not really allowing a lot of developers to just kind of move into that country and do business. It's more along the lines of needing to collaborate with one of China's own publishing companies before you're able to like publish games in their country. And for the longest time, Blizzard was collaborating and contracting out NetEase to do their bidding in the country, publish their games in the country, which was one of the major things that made NetEase so big. And over the past year, Blizzard really kind of slapped NetEase in the face. Was like, hey, can we just like extend this contract for a year? You guys keep taking care of us while we find somebody different. NetEase was like, no, get wrecked. You know, so for about the past year, really, Blizzard hasn't been able to have their games published in China, which is pretty brutal. It's a huge gaming market over there, especially because there's a lot of competitive gameplay over there for games like StarCraft and things of that nature. So we'll pull this up. We'll talk about this and see what's happening. I'm guessing a big part of this that's going to help them is their now being underneath the Microsoft umbrella, you know, but we'll see.
Smash the speakers. Okay. Push the tempo. Okay. Smash the speakers. Okay. Push the tempo. Now let me see you go. Go off like a bomb. Now let me see you go.
Yo, the Stars game was insane yesterday. It was so good. Absolute blowout. It was fun to watch. Yeah, shout out to our buddy I'm tripping Soup yesterday, man. Soup came in and was like, yo, have you seen? I thought Soup was kind of trolling me a little bit, to be honest, but Soup came in and basically made us aware of the fact that Take-Two and Rockstar have announced that the trailer hitting for GTA 6 will be happening on December 5th at 8 o'clock a.m. for us, I think. So we'll watch that. Yeah, we'll be watching that. And personally, it's not a big... I mean, you know, I'm more like just kind of hanging and watching the world freak out and lose their minds about this. I'm not denying the fact that it's a huge thing for the gaming industry. But I'm more interested in the implications that it has for the gaming industry moving forward. I think that Take-Two and Rockstar have become pretty gross with the way they have been taking care of their consumers and their fan base and stuff, honestly. And I think that this is going... GTA 6, I really have very little doubt that they're going to be heavily, I mean, in a way that we probably haven't seen much of in the past, monetizing this game. especially for a game as highly popular as one like this. You know, I don't think we've seen. I think this is going to be something different, where we haven't seen a game be monetized in a fashion to this extent that people are willing to buy into. Also, it's going to be kind of a weird situation, but there's a lot of hype around the trailer. And we'll obviously watch it, and we're gonna keep taking, you know, our time to dive into this GTA 6 fiasco, if you will, the chaos that surrounds it. It's it does have a lot of going to be long-standing implications and effects on the industry as a whole, I think. So. I've become very disenchanted with Rockstar over the past half decade, probably, personally, but I know a lot of people love GTA, and so we'll just kind of keep trucking along here, watching this, and see how it progresses. I'm actually probably going to be playing RDR2 for my first time this coming year. That's, for now, the way I see it, probably the last Rockstar game I'll buy for quite some time. I don't like the way, personally, where I've been seeing them head for quite a while, and don't really feel like supporting them much. But we'll keep track. We'll watch the trailer. We'll talk about it, and, you know, figure it out. Cool. I need to make sure to make a note of that happening on Tuesday, so I'll keep that up too. Yep. We already talked about this, and we knew this was coming. And basically, dude, I'm not diving into a whole bunch of this Xbox, Microsoft mobile app store, gaming app store stuff until something substantial comes about with it, okay? We've talked about it enough. How does an article list a title like this? Best video games released in 2023, and it has Starfield, Diablo 4, Hogwarts Legacy, and more. I mean, two of the best games to come out this year, ratings-wise and everything, aren't even listed. They're just part of the and more. Really? BG3, Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, isn't that what you would want to, like, start the list with? I'm sorry, but at the very least, one of those should have been over, like, Diablo 4. Probably, you know. I'm not saying Diablo 4 is a bad game, but it's not nearly as highly rated consensus-wise as something like Tears of the Kingdom or Baldur's Gate 3, you know what I mean? That's a weird play. I mean, neither is Starfield. For that matter. Xbox Series X price has been slashed to a record low. Let's see. Bro, the trailer yesterday, shout out to our buddy Vault. We watched the trailer yesterday. There was a live showing. It was like a 30-minute countdown for the live showing of the trailer. What up, dude? Bro. Of course, you know. God dang. No, flipping. Yeah, that's a good that's a good flipping indicator for how today's gonna go, dude. People riot, dog. Nice. What's up, brother? Yo, you got that PC? You got all of your PC parts and stuff, or what? But yeah, the Fallout trailer yesterday, for me, dude, was super hype. I thought it looked amazing. I thought it looked great, dude. It looks like an absolute chaos fest too, as it should. That's what Fallout is, you know. So it looked pretty amazing. I'm pretty psyched to see what they're gonna do with it. It's got me pretty jammed up, dude. I'm ready to rock and watch that thing. Oh, you already built it up, dude. You didn't sleep at all, did you? You didn't sleep at all, huh? He's like, I've been up all right, bro. Want to mix a mead and coffee and tea and strawberries. So the trailer was a banger. We're planning on watching it in large part for I'm gonna do watch parties for it come April 12th, I think, is the release date for it. I'm gonna do watch parties here in the channel, and anybody that has Prime can attend. Well, anybody can attend, but if you have Prime, then you can watch with us, right? If you have Amazon Prime. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Yeah. Hey, what do you mean you put it on a disc? What?
Guys know that they fly, know that they ride or die. My guys know that they fly. These brothers might ride or die.
Might need a little more info to understand exactly what you did there, dude. And I'm guessing you're referring to the second PC as like your new PC? Oh, HDD. Okay, that's what I figured you meant, yeah. Okay, yeah. Word. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, word. So wait, are you gonna have Baldur's Gate on a solid state drive or just HDD, dude? Are you actually gonna transfer the game over to like a solid state? Yeah, like after you put it into you're actually transferring the files from the HDD to the SSD. Is that what you're kind of saying? But you just downloaded it first, that way it'd be ready. Because internally, you know what I mean, it can transfer way faster than actually just downloading, right? I think that's what you're getting at, probably. That's a pretty smart play. If I'm gathering correctly. I'm also, dude, out of it this morning. Jesus, I could not get myself going this morning. Yeah, talked about that. We still got to finish up Fallout New Vegas. We'll do it soon. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, okay, yeah. That's what I figured, dude. Yeah. Smart. Such a smart boys. How'd the build go? Did you run into any issues, or was it pretty seamless, dude? Pretty straightforward. Well, good. Yeah. The only thing I ran into with my build on this PC was the 5900X had just come out, and my motherboard didn't have a BIOS that was updated for it yet for that chipset. So tight fits because of the tower size. Oh yeah, word. Nothing a hammer can't fix, right? Yeah, dude. So whenever I went to boot up, I knew right away that there was an issue. I was gonna have to update the BIOS with like a. I was gonna have to flash the BIOS. That was the only real issue I ran into, I think. Totally, yeah. So I just basically had to go hop on another PC, grab a BIOS, because I've got flash BIOS on my motherboard, so I can just like flash the BIOS with the USB with the specific like USB port or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's all I had to really do. I didn't run into too many issues or anything either, but the BIOS was just too old for the new CPU, and so it wouldn't boot. But as soon as I updated the BIOS, everything was fine. I'm glad it went well. It always sucks, dude, when you're like trying to get something, you're all hyped, you're building something up, and then something unforeseen happens. It kind of throws a wrench in there, you know. Doesn't happen often in my experience, but occasionally. Bro, that power armor looked dope yesterday in the trailer too. Everybody's just tripping about the Game Awards right now. Game Awards is coming, bro. Oh my god. Which it is hype, dude. There is hype around it because there's so much that they show. I'm just over the whole, like, the awards literally mean nothing. You know, I'd rather just give me all the trailers at once. Everybody, you know, they can watch the whole, like, awards part of it later or whatever. I don't give a crap about it. Witcher 4 will star Geralt after all, apparently. Okay. Halo Season 2 gets first trailer and release date that most people won't give a crap about, probably. Are they talking about the show? Right? The show, yeah, from Paramount? Yeah. Like, not like the season for the game or anything, but dude, most people thought the season or the show was pretty not good, so I don't imagine there's gonna be a whole lot of people that are real stoked about the next season. I mean, if it shows up and is much better, then it'll probably bring in some viewers, but I think most people are kind of done with it already. PS Plus free game is nearly 50 hours of pure joy. Ooh. Steam deal offers top Bandai Namco anime games for $3.30 each. Superhero fatigue is real. Spider-Man 2 on PS5 is kind of boring. This is probably not a popular take here. You know? Probably not a popular take. But everybody is welcome to their own opinion on that front, you know? I'm honestly, dude, Spider-Man for me has felt really, really played out for a while now. So many movies and games and just everywhere, you know? But I've never been a big Spider-Man fan anyways. I don't have an issue with Spider-Man. He's cool. He's cool. But I think if you're a big Spider-Man fan, then you probably can't get enough. But if you're not somebody that's like really a big Spider-Man fan, then it just gets tiresome probably of just seeing it nonstop all the time. When there are so many other great, you know, anti-heroes, superheroes, you know, that could be focused on instead, you know? Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of how I feel about it. But Spider-Man just gets so much love all the time, nonstop, all forms of entertainment, you know? It's like, god dang, dude. I kind of get that way with it. We'll go one more page here. Yeah, dude, the Ghoul character looked pretty good. Looks like there's some DLC headed our way for Final Fantasy 16, aka, you know, Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy. Sorry, it is what it is, dude. I've talked a lot about... Look, dude. Verbal abuse in gaming is rampant. It's everywhere. Toxicity, you name it, dude. I have dealt with issues of people trying to promote me to self-harm and stuff like that. You got to report them, dude. I mean, I know that women deal with significant issues. I try very often to dive into this and be an advocate for the demographics of people that have a tougher time in the world that we all love, because it's unfortunate. I mean, toxicity at all is really just not something that should be condoned. It needs to be done away with. The mentality of it is just gross. You know, again, as everybody around here that's familiar with this community knows, dude, I'm all about some competitive banter. I don't care about that. Competitive banter is fun. I'm all about like having fun with people. You know, letting somebody you got the best of them or whatever, and trying to rile them up a little bit is cool. I don't have an issue with that. But quite often, you know, people can't handle a little bit of banter, and they end up overstepping the boundaries of what goes into, you know, unacceptable behavior, unacceptable speech, you know, crossing the lines of what is really against terms of service for most games, discrimination, hate speech, promoting self-harm, you name it. I mean, it's disgusting. It sucks to see it happen, and there are definitely demographics of people that deal with it more often than maybe some others, like women. I mean, there's plenty of studies out there that have shown that women have a tougher time in this industry, or this form of entertainment than men do. I mean, it's proven, you know, and that sucks. Shouldn't be like that. And they're not the only ones either. It's just, you know, it's unfortunate. We have to just keep fighting and trying to lift up and get everybody to a level playing field. And it's just so stupid, you know. The world is the same way. That there's any kind of people, that there are people out there that see a reason in their minds to look at people in a negative light because they're different, is just asinine. Whether it be because of gender or, you know, sexual preference or you know, skin color, anything, or, you know, spiritual beliefs, or I mean, it doesn't matter as long as people are good people. That's all that matters. And you know, the idea that people just have such a hard time being cool about the fact that there are people different than them out there is absolutely insane, you know. And we just need to get better on that front all the way around in the world, and in the world of video games that we all love so much, you know. But this right here is why I prompt people all the time to take a stand. If you see or experience yourself firsthand, anybody, and like, I'm pretty thick-skinned. I've dealt with a lot of this kind of stuff in games. People being toxic, whatever. One of the big reasons that I report people, yeah, for that kind of, because I don't want other people to have to deal with it. It doesn't really bother me. I just laugh at people because it's so stupid to watch people lose their minds like that. You know, it's like, Jesus, you know, chill out, man. Like, people get so upset and irate and to the point of doing, you know, nasty stuff like that. And it's like, okay, but they need to be reported. They don't belong in these worlds that we all love. They don't belong in these communities that we all love. It's a toxic thing, and it breaks down the cohesiveness of it that we're all looking for. And it degrades the game as a whole and the experience as a whole for all of us that are trying to get in there and have a good time. So the reason I promote and prompt people to report is so, not, you know, even if it doesn't really bother you, it could be a pretty bad thing for somebody else to deal with that might already be dealing with like some mental health issues or depression or something like that. So you could be doing somebody else a solid, you know, a huge favor by trying to ensure that those people are not able to experience the negativity that is just spewing from those people in future sessions and gameplay and stuff, you know. Oh, cool, man. Nice. All right, Pinky. Cool. Thanks, dude. Let's see this. Yeah, boy. Going for that Sithy look, you know what I mean? Murdered out, dude. Yeah, cool, man. All right, bro. Yo, what's your what heat sink are you using? Yeah, that thing is right up there on that fan, isn't it? That's the way mine almost is too, dog. But I've got that big Noctua flipping Chonk Master up in there, dude. Which one are you using? I can't tell. It looks good, dude. It looks good. Nice, nice. Yeah, we talked about this bull crap too. This whole EA letting people use their voice. I don't think I have that up on YouTube yet, but I will, man. Yeah. Yeah, when does the Steam Winter Sale hit? Thursday, December 21st through Thursday, January 4th. So a couple weeks there. So get ready for that. It looks like Alan Wake 2 might be adding New Game Plus this month. Cool. Yeah, we saw that. Yo, let's just dive in here, dude. Which one's the one that I have, dude? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I can't ever remember the exact model of mine. Mine's like the flippin' Chonkster, dude. Where is that? Yeah, that's the same one, bro. The NHD15. Yeah, that's the same one I have. You only have one fan on it, though? Is that the only way you could fit it in there? Normally that thing runs with 2 fans on. Doesn't it come with 2 fans? I thought so. Yeah, it's a big old fat fan. Yeah, because that's the same one I'm running. The reason mine looks different in that video, though, is because I got those magnetic covers over the top of mine. I was always thinking, I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure that's what he's got, but I can't remember what it looks like. It's hard to tell quite often, because, heat sinks are just from top down. A lot of them look the same. But I was like, dude, that thing looks pretty fat. It might be the Noctua. But I've got those flipping magnetic covers on the top of mine to make it match my white case. And I don't know if you remember what mine looks like. If you wanted to see, you could just hover over that link right there. But just too big probably to run both of them or something. That was, dude, mine was real close too. It was tight. That's a big flipping cooler, but that cooler is sick, dude. I love that cooler. Yeah, that cooler is nice. Let's dive in here, dude. Let's do these. Let me turn off this music. Love that cooler, man. All right, solid. All right, man. We don't have a ton of articles this morning, which is kind of odd because we didn't do the news yesterday. Sundays tend to be kind of bleak anyways. Quite often, and but I did have my time frame set up for looking all the way through yesterday as well because we didn't do the news yesterday. There was just weird scheduling stuff, and so but this is all we got. We got about 7 articles, so we'll just run through these real quick, and then we'll start getting towards the gaming stuff, man. Cool. So, PlayStation Plus free game is nearly 50 hours of pure joy. What is this? Yeah, so you have just a few more days to grab November's offerings: Mafia 2, Dragon Ball: The Breakers, and Alien Fireteam Elite, which I'm sure everybody is real disappointed in seeing leave the service. Most people. Look, man, PS Plus, PlayStation has been serving up some hot plates of garbage for their subscribers over the past few months. It's been pretty not good. And I don't know where Sony gets off going, we've had our subscription service out for about 9 months now. It's time to raise prices by 30%. And then just start dropping trash games as our showcase games for the service every month too. I don't understand, it's not a good look. I can't imagine the subscribers of PS Plus are super excited right now about what Sony's been doing here, but I digress. So I highly recommend. This is the Mafia 2 if you're a fan of Grand Theft Auto, but this is the thing. Mafia 2 is like their highlight game that got added last month, but it's like a 12 or 13-year-old game, and it's like, why is this the headliner? This is weird. But it is a good game, don't get me wrong, but it should have been like a nice little additional game to a banger or something, a more modern banger. Featuring a wanted system, gunfights, vehicle chases, should feel very familiar to GTA fans. Won't really need knowledge of the first Mafia to enjoy it. On 5 December, as we've touched on already, you'll be able to enjoy Lego 2K Drive, Power Wash Simulator, and Sable, which have a collective worth of $120. Lego 2K Drive hasn't had great reviews so far. Power Wash Simulator is something that people have enjoyed pretty well, and Sable is also a game that looks pretty good. But I'm still not seeing incredibly notable games to just drop for their consumers of the subscription service. Power Wash Simulator is what they're highlighting. Yeah. A 75 on Metacritic is solid, but it's not like a mid 80s game or anything. You know what I mean? This is a game that most people have enjoyed as like what they said right here, exactly, like a therapeutic style of gameplay, you know. So I don't know. Okay. Um, it's still, in my opinion, very underwhelming what Sony and PlayStation have been doing with their subscription service as of the past like 3 to 4 months. Steam Deal offers top Bandai Namco anime games for $3.30 each. Let's see it. Build your own bundle. There's a new Steam deal happening now at Fanatical that offers top Bandai Namco anime games for as little as $3.30 each. Games inspired by One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, the Tale series, and more. 13 games in total, 11 of which are listed as Steam Deck verified. You can build a 3-game bundle for $10, 4-game bundle for $13 and just over $13, or a 5-game bundle for $16.50. Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Zestiria, Tales of Berseria, One Piece World Seeker, One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, One Piece Burning Blood, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution, Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm, Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 2 and 3, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Sword Art Online, and Little Nightmares. All right. On a related note, Fanatical is also running a Kodansha Manga Masters bundle that offers as many as 42 digital comics for only $18. Includes titles from Vinland Saga, Parasite, Knights of Sidonia, and more. So they've got links to Fanatical where you can go look at both of these deals, okay? Fanatical is legit, can confirm. The Xbox Series X price has been slashed to a record low of $350 in the US. Funny enough, same exact price that the PS5 was during Black Friday sales. I actually linked a price or a sale for the PS5 at $350 in our Discord server at the Gamer Deals channel. I doubt it's still at that price, but Microsoft's console is currently available with or without Diablo 4 for under $350. At the time of publishing, Microsoft's console can be purchased with or without Diablo 4 for $349 at Walmart. The Series X has an ESRP of $499.99, although its price fell to as low as $400 in Black Friday promotions this month. The deals below are available to all customers, meaning a Walmart Plus subscription isn't required. Anybody can get this. Series X Diablo 4 bundle for $350 and a Series X standalone for $350. The decision to discount the console so heavily may fuel speculation. Microsoft is preparing to announce updated Xbox Series X hardware. Company recently began teasing plans for some important announcements at the Game Awards show on December 7th. Yeah. So we'll see. That's the gist of it. A lot of other stuff below there is like stuff that we already know about. A little bit of speculation about what's coming for Xbox in their future. Probably around 4 or 5 years from now with their next platform, which will probably be more like a small form factor platform just to get people into their services. They're going to be more of a gaming as a service kind of company, especially hardware. It looks like I think they could still do very well with pushing out some kind of mobile hardware that plays more in line with what their services offer, something more like the Steam Deck. But there's so many PC hardware makers now that are doing that. Steam Deck, Lenovo with the Legion Go, Valve with Steam Deck, the Asus ROG Ally. I mean, it might not be worth it anymore for them to even really dive into that space. Oh yeah, that happened not too long ago, dude, didn't it? Yeah, I haven't done it, but yeah, yeah, yeah. That was one of their updates that came out like what a year and a half ago, or within the past year and a half, or something like that. Pretty sure we touched on that, where they basically made it much easier for you to do that kind of thing between local area network PCs that are both running your Steam account and stuff. Yeah, I haven't gotten to play with it really, but yeah, it did seem like a really cool incorporation, dude. I'm glad you got to like mess with it a little bit. That's neat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about talking about that with you doing those PCs. I'd forgotten about it. Cool, man. Worked pretty well. Really? Oh, that's sick, dude. Yeah, that's actually incredible. Yeah, nice, dude. I'd forgotten all about that. Yeah, my bad, dude. I'm glad that it just kind of happened because I had forgotten, dude. Wild. I mean, that's one of those things that, again, quality of life, dude. You know, in coming from a like a platform, that's what I talk about all the time. A platform like Valve, the quality of life features I feel like they give their users is incredible. Steam Link, stuff like that you're talking about. It's like, bro, that's so cool. You know, whereas like the console world just doesn't have any kind of it doesn't feel like they have nearly the kind of focus on giving quality of life features to consumers, you know. Steam's always felt like they've done a really good job with stuff like that. And you don't even have to buy hardware from them or anything. You just have to be playing games on their platform, dude, you know? It's kind of wild. But Series X prices have been slashed in the US. All right. So if you're in the market, there you go. Witcher 4 will star Geralt after all, apparently. There's like 3 Witcher games in development right now. We know that. Um, we feared Geralt's story was over, an end of an era that will have to come eventually in the video game adaptations, but always too soon for our liking. It seems the developers aren't quite done with White Wolf either. CDPR hinting that Geralt will appear in the upcoming title. Codename Polaris is this game that has been in a long time coming. What we do know about Polaris is that they are no longer using their in-house gaming engine and have converted over to UE5, I'm pretty sure. Which I am hopeful, dude. This is going to eliminate a lot of the issues they've had with releasing games performance-wise. CDPR, dude, everybody knows. I've ripped CDPR for a long time now. They're not very good at releasing their games on in the realm of how good they are performance wise. They're pretty bad. They're great at getting them to the point they should have been on release and then adding amazing content to them afterwards, but they're not very good at releasing their games in finished states. It feels bad. I'm hoping that them transferring over to something like Unreal Engine will help them sort those kinds of issues out. Um, CDPR is finished with Cyberpunk. Its DLC is a resounding success. Been confirmed that the remainder of that team has transitioned over to the new Witcher game coming, codenamed Polaris. In addition to that shift, director Sebastian Kalimba has promised that The Witcher 4 will be a great entry point for new fans. I believe I can say, this is a quote, I believe I can say it'll be an excellent entry point for many players without forgetting the longtime fans who still wish to follow Geralt's adventures. See how Geralt was mentioned? Even if we get only flashbacks, that would make us happy. As with all good news, an equal amount of bad comes along with it. Kalimba continues, The Witcher 4 won't be out for some years. It'll have been a long time since the previous one, so we cannot just target the audience already fond of the saga. We must also build a new community. Yeah, okay. Well, I don't know that this is anybody should be getting hyped about this centering around Geralt or anything, but Um, they're probably going to be playing towards kind of a transition, I would assume, because it seems like they're eventually going to have to. Maybe not. I mean, obviously, witchers can live a very long time. But they have already, in a way, kind of transitioned or set themselves up to move into a more youthful, um, new focus for the series with like Siri and stuff like that. You know what I mean? To where they can kind of keep track of the long running characters, but they don't have to focus on them necessarily. We'll see what comes to play, man. You know what I mean? We'll see. Halo Season 2 gets first trailer and release date. I'm not going to watch this. I'll link it for you guys. This is, I'm just going to give you the release date here. And I'll just say that, again, whenever I first brought this up, the first two episodes are releasing on February 8th on Paramount, okay? This show was consensus kind of reviewed as mediocre at best, if not very good. And um for a segment of entertainment that has done pretty well as of late, meaning the adaptations of video games into the realm of movies and TV shows, Halo's kind of one of the ones at the bottom of that list that hasn't done too good. It wasn't very good as far. I didn't watch it, but everything we saw come out was like it's probably not worth a watch. Where there are so many others that are great and probably really kept people from coming and watching this one because there were so many other good ones that were renownedly being promoted as great quality productions to go immerse yourselves in. Where this one was, you know. But it doesn't mean they couldn't turn this around, maybe, and bring people into it if season two ends up being better. But I think that they're going to have to show that they're doing better before people come back around to it, probably. But February 8th, they'll have 2 new episodes coming for the new season on Paramount. I'll link it if you're interested. Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer hints at Xbox achievement improvements and more. Um, in a new interview with Windows Central, Spencer made some comments about the company's possible future gaming plans. One thing that was brought up was the company's cloud gaming effort. Spencer stated originally that it was planned to be a way for Microsoft to enter the mobile gaming space, but in the US, it's turned into a way for Xbox gamers to try out games on the cloud before they purchase them or download them for Xbox Game Pass. Spencer stated that those uses were not expected at Microsoft and that has helped the company think about what else could be done with cloud gaming. He then added, there's a roadmap of those things coming as well. There's a hardware roadmap, a service roadmap. Maybe there's even a roadmap for improvements to Xbox achievements, which I know is something that you and many others care about. We need to make sure we're exposing roadmap to our customers to keep them excited. We know that our customers want to know that as Xbox continues to grow, that we still have a commitment to them. We want our core customers to have been with us all along to feel respected. That's important, dude. I talk about that all the time. Taking care of your consumer and your fan base is huge. And a lot of it comes down to communication about what you're doing and trying to bring to the table for them. Phil is a smart dude. I think a big part of it comes down to the fact that he's a traditional gamer, dude, like a lot of us. Um, Spencer also talked about efforts to help improve playing games on any device, thanks in part to the rise of portable gaming PCs. Yes, I've talked a lot about this too. In addition, Spencer stated there is a roadmap for the Xbox Family Plan, even though the company shut down the preview of the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Friends and Family Plan in soft launch markets on August 15th. Spencer also made some vague comments about possibly bringing back some gaming franchises from the Blizzard library of titles, stating, "I'm not one to try and lead people on. It might not happen on the timeline that people would love, but usually when I tease, there's something there." I think StarCraft's coming back first and foremost. That would be my assumption. We've seen and heard some water cooler talk there about what, and look, we all knew the entire time they were purchasing Activision Blizzard, there's a huge portfolio there of current modern games and games that need to be brought back to modern times for a lot of fans. And they've got a lot to work with. It would make sense that they're, you know, kind of spitballing and think tanking what games to work on right now from that purchase, that are now part of their portfolio to bring back into modern times. And dude, there's been a lot of talk about StarCraft coming back. And it would not surprise me one bit to see that sometime in the near future. That they have them announce that. Also, Spencer did refute some speculation on the internet this week, spurred by comments from Xbox CTO Tim Stewart about Microsoft wanting to add Xbox Game Pass to Sony and Nintendo's consoles. Spencer said that, quote, "We have no plans to bring Game Pass to Sony or Nintendo. It's not in our plans. But if they could, they would." The thing is, PlayStation and Nintendo are not going to be easy platforms to for Xbox to wiggle their way into, right? Those are competitors, dude. Those are competitors. And could you imagine getting onto your PlayStation console and then seeing a big Xbox app there? For what I mean? They're like, dude, it's over at that point. It's over. Those companies are done. I mean, Xbox would love it, but they know that that's a very, very, at this point, far-fetched idea. Doesn't mean they're not pursuing a way to get that done, because that would mean that they have basically infiltrated enemy bases. You know what I mean? Is what that would be. And that's what they want. They want to take over, but that's not something that would be easily done, and it's not something that's going to happen overnight. Nintendo and PlayStation are not going to allow that. Just like Xbox isn't going to allow, really want like PlayStation stuff. Now, they're more apt to it than the other ones are. Xbox has played towards this whole everybody can game everywhere thing, you know what I mean? And it's been very good for them. But it plays well because the other platforms are so adamantly against it, right? It's a pretty crazy thing to look at and break down. Last one I have for the day, dude. So we'll talk about this. And then we'll move on and play games. So, as I said, whenever I first found this article, if anybody has anything else to add, by all means, let me know in chat and we'll discuss it before we move on and play games. But otherwise, this will be it, and then we'll go play some BG3 with Pinky. This situation has been going on for a while. Obviously, 1 year after exit, Blizzard Games' eyes returned to China. As I kind of spoke of whenever I found this article this morning, it's a situation where NetEase, I think it was NetEase, right? That we'll read and make sure that I'm not misinforming people and misremembering. But NetEase was Blizzard's partner to publish games in China forever. China's a weird spot for developers, both developers from China and developers trying to work their way into China that aren't originally a Chinese developer, and on different fronts though. So the Chinese government has gotten really, really, really heavily regulated on the industry, especially over the past few years, where there's a huge bottleneck for internal developers to that country, where you can't publish anything without a permit, basically, and these permits are given out few and far between. But then on the flip side, for a long time, it's kind of been this situation where companies that aren't originally Chinese companies have had a really hard time publishing games in China, because you kind of need a publishing partner, a publisher that is originally a Chinese company to publish your games there. And what Blizzard's done is they've collaborated and contracted NetEase, which is one of the reasons NetEase is so big now, is because of their collaboration with Blizzard. Well, about a year ago, their contract ran out, and Blizzard apparently didn't want to do business with them anymore. And Blizzard was having a hard time finding a replacement. So they went back to NetEase and was like, hey, can we just like get an extension with you guys so we can until we find another partner? And NetEase was like, no. What? No. Blizzard was basically just like trying to slap NetEase in the face. NetEase was like, no, you guys get wrecked, dude. You don't want to do business with us. You don't want to pay us what we're worth. You know what I mean? Then you get wrecked, dude. Either you pay us what we're worth and we can continue to have a contract, or you guys can just get bent and not be able to publish your games here, which was terrible for Blizzard. It was terrible for game players and everything, but this is the Blizzard we know. And here's the thing, though. I think that now that Blizzard is owned by Microsoft, it's probably going to be a much easier deal for them to get published over in China, depending on who Microsoft has under their umbrella to help them get stuff like this published over in that country, right? So this is probably why this is going to end up coming to an end. But almost 1 year after Blizzard suspended services, shut down operations in China, domestic media reports suggest that the American gaming giant is contemplating a return. According to a report in the Shanghai-based outlet The Paper, Blizzard Entertainment is in discussions with multiple tech companies, including NetEase, which was their original, right? Yeah. Its former Chinese partner, and Tencent, the other giant, one of the country's top gaming firms, about re-entering the Chinese market. However, according to the domestic media, the timeline for the return of Blizzard, known for hit titles like Overwatch, Hearthstone, and World of Warcraft, is still uncertain. Blizzard and NetEase did not respond to Sixth Tone's request for comments. Reports on Blizzard's negotiations with prospective Chinese partners surfaced after a Tencent subsidiary appeared to be streaming World of Warcraft content on the video platform Bilibili on November 30th. According to the paper, the stream was abruptly halted, but the World of Warcraft logo was still visible. Asked about the reports, Tencent Games told Sixth Tone that it was only a test live stream and declined to comment on whether it would partner with Blizzard. California-based Blizzard announced its exit from the Chinese market starting January 24th earlier this year. So coming up on a year now. Yeah, about a month and a half away from that. The decision impacted millions of domestic players, forcing them to either migrate to other gaming services or abandon their favorite games altogether or use a virtual private network. Blizzard's potential return has evoked mixed reactions among China's gaming community. While longtime players expressed skepticism, some remain hopeful about reuniting with their favorite games. While a hashtag related to Blizzard-only microblogging platform Weibo garnered over 20 million views, only a fraction debated the pros and cons. Meanwhile, on NGA, a popular online forum for domestic gamers, conversations about Blizzard's return were overshadowed by topics such as graphics cards, other gaming servers, and various game events. Yeah, Blizzard's ties with Chinese gamers grew increasingly tense last November after the company ended its 14-year licensing partnership with NetEase. Blizzard stated that their decision stemmed from their inability to renew agreements consistent with Blizzard's operating principles and commitments to players and employees. In January of this year, Blizzard banned Chinese players from participating in the 2023 Hearthstone esports competition, citing the termination of their partnership with NetEase as the reason. Yeah, it's been a pretty bad look, dude. Really what it was. They didn't want to pay NetEase what NetEase was telling Blizzard they were worth anymore. And NetEase was like, all right, get wrecked. Then, now look where they're at, trying to get, and I think a big part of this is probably Microsoft getting involved and trying to get, because this is a huge market, huge market. They need Blizzard to be published over there in China again. They need it. It's big. It's huge. So Blizzard is now owned by Microsoft. Microsoft is now going, we got to figure this out. Now that they're under different ownership, they've probably had a way to reopen the doors of negotiations with a company like NetEase. Say, hey, look, man, it's different now. It's not just Blizzard Activision. It's us. It's us. You know us. Let's talk. So they'll figure this out. Microsoft will figure this out. They're smart. They know they need that market. Yeah. That's the news, my peoples. That's the news. We get some music popping, and then we'll segue our way into this gaming content, man. You guys rock. Appreciate it. It was a very kind of brief news segment this morning. It's everybody's just waiting on the I think that Bobby Kotick will save us. Still waiting, bro. When though? What's up, brother? I think that really what's going to happen here is we'll probably just like be winding down some of the news here until midweek. So like Thursdays when the Game Awards happen, and then we're going to just get bombarded with stuff. Well, no. So Tuesday we've got the GTA 6 trailer, so there's going to be a bunch of stuff coming out of that. GTA 6 on Tuesday, that trailer, there'll be a ton of we're just going to get slaughtered with so much clickbait because of that trailer. And then Thursday will be the Game Awards, which, again, I don't put much weight into those awards. I think they're kind of stupid because it's just a commercially developed piece of gaming industry run commercialism really anymore. The Golden Joystick Awards hold a lot more weight for me as far as awards go because they're voted on actually by us as the consumer and the public. The Game Awards don't, but the Game Awards have a lot of good trailers and stuff and a lot of announcements and everything, which are nice, and we will get a lot of news out of that, so but what if there's Assassin's Creed news until then? What if? Yeah, what if, dude? What if? There's always Assassin's Creed news. There's like almost always Assassin's Creed news. Yeah, there probably will be. There probably will be. So, I don't know. Maybe over the next like day or two, because we won't be watching the my assumption here is that the news over the next couple of days will be pretty bleak. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and through the weekend, it'll probably pick up quite a bit because of what we have happening this week. So be prepared for that. I could be, a little bit off here, but that's probably the way it'll roll. All right. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for always being a part of the news and the community. Obviously.